We may have an interesting one here, folks, and may not, and I'm sure most of this is old news to you guys. Something I haven't ran across yet, but I'm a little suspicious of. We've got our 2020 Honda. It's a CRV. It's got the big 1.5 turbo. And it was brought here by another shop. They're having issues with misfires, apparently. Engine light comes on. It's not on currently. It wasn't on when I brought it in, nor did it misfire when I drove it in. They dropped it off last night. Brought it in on a trailer because it misfires to the point they thought that they shouldn't be driving it. So that's interesting. Grabbed a scan tool, verified that. History code's in it, nothing active. As I mentioned, the light's not on. Took it for a drive, fully warmed it up, left it sitting here idling. You know, nothing weird. So I'm like, well, it's kind of suspicious, but there are, you know, codes in there, and they certainly wouldn't have brought it here if they didn't, you know, think it was misfire. And he told me yesterday we, you know, started up, put on his trailer, drove it here, started up to get it off, and it was, you know, skipping. So I'm like, all right, well, shouldn't be an issue finding it. Should be more than obvious. The thing I did do, because the only experience I have with these engines are failed injectors, so super common. Like I said, you guys have probably all seen that if you work in the shops. You know, you've seen these 1.5s come in, fuel dilution, rich codes, misfires, and all results of leaking injectors. Pulled the oil dipstick on it. Doesn't smell any gassier than normal. These things always smell gassy, and it would increase in fuel pressure, key on engine off when it's that hot. So that tells me we likely don't have an injector that's leaking. So that's where I'm at. I will tell you this. After I drove it, warmed it up, still pretty warm. It sat for, I don't know, 20 minutes or so. I had to take a phone call. Come back out. I was like, well, let me get back on this thing. I started back up. Had a little bit of a stumble. Not much, pretty brief, but enough that if you're paying attention, you're like, wait a minute. What was that? You know, a little bump, 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 and then kind of cleared up, you know, a couple seconds, you know, few cylinder events. So that has me thinking a little bit, and I know what you're already thinking, because anybody that knows anything knows that these things have head gasket issues. And the only reason I know that is because of the YouTubes and the World Wide Web. However, I will admit I have never seen it personally. And I service quite a few of these things, Accords, Civics, CRVs, all of them with this, you know, this 1.5 engine, or a majority of them. And I've seen these things well into the couple 100,000 mile range, and I haven't seen an issue yet with the head gaskets. Injectors, yes. Head gaskets, I haven't seen yet. So I've been, it's funny, I was just talking about this the other day. I was like, I wonder what the symptoms are. What are we, you know, what are we going to be looking for? You know, you see people online and what their symptoms are. So being that I, you know, the series of events that he had, started up, put it on trailer, brought it here, misfired when he took it off. The fact that I drove it, everything's cool, but I let it sit for a little bit and then started and had that little bit of a stumble. Again, no engine light or anything like that. It does lead me to believe that we possibly could have, you know, coolant intrusion into the cylinders, creating that startup misfire. Now, we've shown that on the Ford turbo engines, you know, I think it's the 1.5 with those. That eat coolant. We've shown that on the Priuses. We've done videos on those where they eat coolant. And that's the only customer complaint typically is a cold start misfire. So we've seen that. So that's where I kind of want to start. Reservoir is dead empty. So that's one thing I noticed. And I think that's where we're going to go with it. Just kind of shooting from the hip, gather a little data. We're going to pull this cover off, pull the coils out, and we're going to check the two suspect cylinders. Now, I may be barking up the wrong tree here, but based on the little bit of evidence that I have, a little bit of what we know, I think this is our best approach, this being one of the biggest clues. I don't think we're going to waste a whole lot of time. I'd be curious down in the comments there how many of you guys work in the shop that are, you know, are very familiar with this. And, you know, I've seen some, you know, just some people that pop up in my feed on the Insta, the Facebook, the YouTubes. You know, it seems like that's all they do every day, all day, just work on, you know, Honda blowing head gaskets on the 1.5s. So it's just, I just find it kind of odd that it's that popular, but, you know, again, I've never seen it personally. So that's a little curious. And I've seen people's theory on it and all that stuff, everything from the, you know, the Honda Tech's theory to the DIY guy's theory. I guess we don't need to pull out 3 and 4. I've already got the bolts loose in them. Supposedly the Misfire's on 1 and 2. According to the limited research I've done and things that I've seen, people are usually complaining about 2 and 3 head gasket blowing between them for various reasons. So we're going to plug that. Let's just look, even though I yanked them all out, sitting here jibber jabbering. Looks like 14 mil. Let's yank out that plug. Let's employ Mr. Wiggles and get him over here. We'll go down in there, see what the skinny is before we even. That's not a coolant hose, my guy. Just want to see how much pressure is on the system. Seems like it's probably still under pressure. I assume there's coolant in it, you know, below the level of the jug here. Now what we'll do is we'll pull that plug, we'll get Mr. Wiggles down in the hole, slip him right in there nicely, have a gander. If it looks normal, we'll fill the coolant reservoir, we'll pressurize it, and then continue to wait and see if that's what it is. Say, may just be a red herring for us. Kind of reminds me of the Ford. Sometimes on those Ford Escapes and Fusions and stuff, you go to take the spark plug out and they don't come out. They are stuck. Well, that one was pretty tight there in the beginning. I don't know if that has anything to do with the coolant, if there is potential coolant. That plug's clean as a whip. You know, super white. Like my Tundra. I think that's the official color of my Tundra. Super white. I remember kind of getting a chuckle out of that when I first seen that. Okay, let's get the Wiggles. All right, here we go, folks. Hopefully the piston is in a good spot. Let me look down in here. We're in a good spot. Looks like it's up kind of high from what I can see. Oh, interesting. Is that moisture? That's moisture, my guy. Okay, well, let's, that definitely looks like moisture. Very interesting. I think what we should do, here, let's, how do you stop this thing? Okay, I think what we should do, let's go suspect bad cylinder, known good, or suspect good. Let's yank out number 4 while we are right here. Ooh, this is getting exciting, huh, boys? Ooh. Oh, it's very tight. Oh, look at that. Look at that comparison. Number 4, cylinder suspect good. Number 2, suspect bad. I don't know what you guys can see there. So number 2, super white. Let's get these lined up here. Number 2 on the right. Number 4 on the left. Definitely different colors there. Let me just take a little peek down here. I'm going to bar the engine. These cylinders are probably all about the same. That one looked like it was in the middle. Oh, that cylinder is clean as a whip. Okay, let me, we'll probably just get the very, well, shoot, this is push button. So I get the very lovely Mrs. O, but I think, yeah, I can reach right down there and grab the crank. Stand by, folks. I'm going to get a 19 mil. Give her some crank action. Let's get this one down. That one will be coming up. But before I roll it, I'll show you what it looks like inside of there. Then we'll look inside of there. All right, here we go, folks. Before we move it, got the 19 in my pocket. This is cylinder 4. Look at that little beauty. See, clean as a whistle. Look back up, we can see our fuel injector right there. That's the old sprayer. We have our intake and exhaust valves there. These are the exhaust valves here. These are the intake valves there. Couple double D's. And again, the top of our piston, which is looking pretty nice. Looking pretty nice. Okay, let me pull out. Try my pull out game. What's up, Mrs. O?
I don't know, just coming out to say hi.
Oh, well, we are on to this one, boy.
What's this one?
This is a Misfire. There's Mrs. O.
Oh boy.
On this camera. This is Mr. Wiggles.
Okay.
What? You don't want people...
It's got a flashlight, you're shining in my eyes.
Yeah, but it lights you up, Mrs. O. It lights you up.
You light me up.
I light you up.
What's wrong with it?
Well, we're very suspicious of coolant in the cylinder. You know how we just talked about this the other day? About these Honda 1.5s that allegedly blow head gaskets that we've never seen, even though we work on tons of them?
Oh, you getting that experience?
I think so.
Oh no.
I'm reaching down. Ugh. Nope, wrong way. Gotta spin the crank the right way. Okay, I'm on the crank. I'm gonna turn it over here. We're gonna get that piston. We think we see coolant in this cylinder, which is what these things allegedly do. Maybe it's gonna be some practice before your child needs one in his car.
Oh dear, why'd you say that?
I already had to do the one anomaly on that stupid thing. So my son has a Civic with a 1.5 turbo CVT, and for whatever reason, I've got the only one in the entire planet that blew out a torque converter seal, which is super bizarre. But there we are. Okay, here we go. We're going in, baby. You guys ready? Whee! Oh, we in? Nope. Am I in? Yeah, oh yeah, I feel that one. There we go. Oh yeah, she's very wet. Oh, look at that. We just saw it. Boom, there it is.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see that?
I saw it.
You saw that little snail trail sneaking down there? Oh, there's another one. We missed it. Dang it. Looks like we're in
Probably
there.
gonna happen again.
Whee! There it goes. You see that one?
Yeah. What color is it?
Blue.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was like washer fluid.
I hope it's not washer fluid.
That would be a real anomaly.
You mean it looks like Type 2 Honda coolant? Yes, that would be a real anomaly. There's our valves. There's our exhaust valves. Our intake valves are open-ish.
2020. How many miles on it?
I don't know. We're gonna have to take a look. Oh, there's the coolant. There's your problem, lady, right there. Let's see. Let me zoom in.
What?
Just a minute. We're up here. We're up at the head gasket. There it is. Whee! That is the epicenter.
Oh.
Right there, huh? Good
That's
thing.
cool.
Isn't this fun?
I wish doctors could be that definitive.
They can be.
I don't know about that. Sometimes. Not all the time.
There it goes again. Whee! Well, we answered two problems. A, where's the coolant going? And B, why is the car misfire? Well, that's pretty significant. I'll let you watch one more, then I gotta pull out because we're overheating. Okay, let's try our pull-out game. It is strong, as usual. Right, Mrs. O? You don't like to talk about that, do you? Not on camera. Just think how lovely your daughter is now, though, okay? No mistakes were made there. And no mistakes were made here. We followed our instinct, is what it is. And this is my first time discovering this on a Honda 1.5.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So, yeah, need the head gasket. And apparently, I guess from what I'm seeing, hearing, looking into, which I'll have to look into more, is that people are simply doing that. They're simply replacing the head gasket. If you guys know more about that, if you have experience with that, I'd be curious to know.
So they don't send anything out to...
Oh, well, I would assume they would still do your due diligence, you know, send the head out, make sure it's straight, you know, probably do a valve job. I'm sure the valves are all caked up and crusty, being a GDI engine. So I would still, you know, if I was to do the job, You know, mill tank mag, even though you don't use a Magnaflex anymore, but just generic terms in the industry. Mill tank mag, pressure test, valve job, you know, mill the head if required. Some heads you cannot mill. There is zero tolerance on them. But anyhow, I would do all of my due diligence to get her done. Make sure everything's straight. They claim it's a flawed design in the block because if you look at other people's videos, some guys, the dealerships have done videos on them, in between the cylinders, there's a little machined mark that they cut this little slot in between the cylinders. Some guys say that's where it fails. Other guys say it's because people use the wrong gas. Other people say, you know, I don't know what they say. A lot of theories out there. I don't know if there's anything definitive. One thing definitive that I do know is I want you to go in that comment section. Find us on the Insta, the Facebook. And just remember, viewers, if I can do it, you can do it. Thanks for watching.